I tried to warn you. I told you. But no one seems to want to listen until it happens to them. We're going live from the underground. Welcome back to Live from the Underground. Here we jump into particular topics that happened today in hip hop, and we go on for about a half an hour before we go ahead and move on. And today, it's a sad story. I hate to come off as the I told you so, you never want to listen to me until something really bad happens to you in the future guy. But in this occasion, we kind of have to. Pharrell Williams, individual who went on ahead, was on Drink Champs. Let's play this. Let's play this audio. He is really serious here. Ward. So you're not a tough guy, but you're willing to call the police on anybody coming at you, huh? Now, herein lies what I told him, what I tell everybody. White supremacy ain't going to leave you, aren't going to just not touch you neither, bruh. You're acting like you're not black. And you're acting like the odd things that happen when you call out these race soldiers. But let's continue. Now, Nori makes a excellent point here. Like, you're a civilian, so therefore you're supposed to have the police backing you, right? In a just world, civilians would get looked after by the police, correct? And I feel that. And that's the direction in which Pharrell wants to go about this. But the police is out here killing black people left and right. And getting away with it. And have been getting away with it for a very long time. Up until last year. You understand? There's a reason why people of all likeness do not trust the police. Would rather see them defunded. Eliminated all the way around. Why we don't snitch, even if we didn't do anything wrong. These people are the slave hunters, passed down from generation to generation. But there's still like another 15 seconds. Hold up. there you have it. There you have it. Pharrell's not a tough guy. He'll be quick to call the police on anybody. On any and everybody. That's what Pharrell does. But okay, there's an article that just came out today. Let me see. Okay. Pharrell Williams dealt more bad news following his cousin's fatal shooting. And now, I'm not making light of this. This is tragic. This is sad. This is something that should not have happened. This stinks all the way up. Like, this feels like injustice, but I'm not the Black Authority. I would need the Black Authority or Professor Black Truth for somebody of that nature to go over the actual paperwork and things that's going on out here. I can just give you the articles that I see. But okay, I'm gonna read from this. Pharrell Williams, cousin of Donovan Lynch, who was shot killed by a Virginia Beach police officer in March. The officer claimed Lynch was wielding a handgun and, in fear of his life, he fatally wounded him in self-defense. Now it seems the grand jury agrees. And that's what this article was talking about. The grand jury came back saying, nah, we don't believe you and the eyewitnesses and the history of white supremacist police. We don't believe none of them. I mean, we believe the white supremacist police. We believe all of them who've been proven over years have been lying left and right and covering all of this up. We believe them more than we believe you. According to the Associated Press. Yeah, them. The jury determined the officer, Solomon Simmons, was justified in pulling the trigger. The jury handed down the decision on Tuesday, November 30th. Much to Williams' family's dismay, Lynch's father had filed a $50 million wrongful death suit against Simmons and the city of Virginia Beach for allegedly failing to properly train its officers. No, they were properly trained. This is what they're trained to do, to murder black people. During a 2-hour news conference, the city prosecutors noted that Lynch was shot after he racked in a round into his handgun's chamber and pointed his weapon toward a parking lot filled with multiple people and police. While prosecutors claimed Lynch turned towards Simmons, the officer never explicitly stated Lynch pointed the gun directly at him. So, you heard the cocking back of a weapon from across the street. You look, and I guess he was the only person there. There wasn't nobody else there in the walking across this parking lot. Nobody else was there. So you got the drop on somebody across the street because you heard a weapon cocked back across the street. The weapon is already cocked back. That's what warned you. You got the drop on this person, allegedly. There were numerous people in that parking lot when Officer Simmons saw Mr. Lynch starting to come up with his firearm. Virginia Beach Commonwealth Attorney Colin Stoll said. So it's not only just whether the weapon was pointed at Officer Simmons, it was also the people in this parking lot at risk. Are you buying this? Is there anybody that's seriously buying this at this point? Just looking at all the protests that's been going on across the country, just off of that alone, the fact that Ahmaud Arbery's police officers killed him, and they just got sentenced to guilty. Who is actually believing this? But Lynch, 25, was former football player at the University of Virginia College, where he got a degree in 2019. On the evening of March 26, Lynch and some friends were strolling the city's boardwalk when violence erupted with 3 separate shootings. At least 8 people were wounded and 1 woman was killed. Lynch was shot by Simmons in the wake of the shootings. In the wake of the shootings? So, like, it wasn't like directly as the shootings was happening. Like, this is after the wake, after all of this. They just shot the dude. Okay. Simmons had turned off his body camera. What a surprise. Explaining he was already on his way to the hospital for another investigation. So you turn off your body cam while you're headed towards somewhere? Okay. Simmons said in a videotape statement he saw Lynch with a gun crouched in the bushes next to the parking lot. He then heard the distinct sound of a gun being racked. I'm thinking he's going to start shooting into the parking lot, Simmons said. Lynch's father, however, believes that Simmons shot his son immediately, unlawfully, and without warning. Sounds about right now, doesn't it? Ain't that exactly how they did the child in Cleveland? No warning. Run down on him because he had a toy gun at the playground and just gunned him down. How many cases can you name off the top of your head where somebody from across the street, you can hear the weapon cock and you know it's him because, I don't know, there's other people in the parking lot, as they say in this article. You know it came from him directly. There was nobody else around. Okay. Williams then took Lynch's death particularly hard. He has been quite transparent about the feelings towards the incident, the loss of the lives, and the tragedy beyond measure. Williams wrote on Instagram shortly after the shooting, "My cousin Donovan was killed during the shootings. He was a bright light and someone who always showed up for others. It is critical my family and the other victims' families get the transparency, honesty, and justice that they deserve. Virginia Beach is the epitome of hope and tenacity, and as a community, we will get through this and come out even stronger." Now, that was before all of the nonsense from him, his family. Well, I don't know about that particular statement. When did that statement come out? I think that statement came out before all of the other things. Okay, let's just continue with the article. The shooting will also have an economic impact on Virginia Beach, Williams' hometown. In October, Williams said he decided not to bring the Something in the Water Festival back to Virginia Beach in 2022. In a letter to Virginia City manager Patrick Duhaney, Williams outlined his reasons for the cancellation. "I love my city, but for far too long it has been run by and with toxic energy," he wrote. The toxic energy that changed the narrative several times around the homicide of my cousin, Donovan Lynch, a citizen of Virginia, is the same energy that changed the narrative around the mass murder and senseless loss of life at Building Number 2. He added, "I wish the same energy I felt from Virginia Beach leadership upon losing the festival would have been similarly channeled following the loss of my relative's life. Starting to sound like me now, don't he? Starting to sound like how I'll turn up on these individuals if you are doing wrong, if you're saying wrong. I will turn up on you. But before, it was nothing but positive, though, wasn't it? You would call the police on anybody, the same police that murdered your cousin. It took your cousin dying for you to finally understand this white supremacy thing is real. The police are not on your side, black man. As I do remember from a while ago, Pharrell, did he claim to be black ever? Like, I know the question came up a lot of times. And I believe he came out saying something outside of black. But you know, it's hard to find it. I should have tried to find it beforehand. It's hard to find it because I don't think he actually claims it. Like, he got clothing from Adidas that says human race. Do you think that was for a reason in particular? Like, Pharrell does not want to claim to be black. It's hard. Can you guys find it? Because I cannot find anywhere that's saying what he classifies himself as racially. And when it happens like that, usually it's somebody black that's not trying to claim to be black, who think that, okay, maybe you got some paper, maybe you got a Asian relative or something, but for the most part, you may have Asian phenotypes and things of that nature. But the one-drop rule is in effect in this country. If you have any black relative, you're black. You can't run from it. No matter how much money you got, you're still going to have to endure it. Ask LeBron James, most wealthy basketball player, the number one basketball player. He gets stuff spray painted on his home. Pharrell, you clearly have gone through an injustice that we've seen over and over and over again in this country. You clearly have gone through it. But why, I must ask you, did it take direct loss of life to somebody that you clearly cared about? Why did it take that for you to wake up? Why did it take that in order for you to see? You aren't the only one that this has happened to. Randomly, they turned off their body camera right before a gunfight, huh? You must have the best luck in the world if you just happen to turn off your body camera right before something super illegal could have happened. Something that you quite possibly was planning. Something that doesn't even make sense. Like, are we seriously believing that they're saying that, oh, we have to worry about the people that's in this parking lot. So it just wasn't you and this potential gunman from across the street. There was more people. With a lot of people, there's a lot of sound. With a lot of sound, how can we 100% guarantee that's exactly what you heard, one, and two, that it actually came from them? Oh, I'm white and I say so. Oh, okay. Like when you begin to understand more of the how the legal system works, you begin to hear like sayings, like the prosecutor can indict a ham sandwich. That's an actual saying in legalese. People in the legal community say this. What does that mean? If the prosecutor wants to prosecute anybody, they decide to take it to the grand jury, like all the grand jury does is tell the prosecutor, oh yeah, go ahead and prosecute. You lay out your case so that you lay out your case so that you can have justification to go ahead and proceed with it. That's what the grand jury does. Now, the saying, the prosecutor can sway the grand jury to indict a ham sandwich, goes to show you how many times they actually get told no if they actually want to. There'll be insane cases without a body, with random evidence and things of that nature, that a prosecutor can actually get taken to trial because you can sway a grand jury way more than you can sway an actual jury, because you can include every element of your case, regardless of if it's true or not, regardless of if it gets thrown out in the court of law or not, regardless of anything. You just gotta paint a picture of someone's guilt. And they have done this a lot of times, and it's been a lot crazier than what they tried to prove on this. As when you look at the image, let me show you the actual image. Hold up. Do you see this right here where he's pointing and where the police cars are? You telling me this is the distance that they hold the gun cocked back? This is the distance in which there are other people in the parking lot, as they said. But this is the distance that was between them. This is how you know indefinitely, with people, other things going on in the parking lot, that person had a gun, who cocked it back and is coming to kill you at this moment. And they had to, and somehow, magically, somehow, they get the drop on you. These police heard it coming and got the drop on the guy that's coming at them with the cockback weapon ready to go. This is the case that they saying the grand jury cleared this officer of. Ward. And now Pharrell is doing them exactly the way he should have been doing them from the jump. Exactly how he should have been doing them from the absolute rip. Now, I'm taking away all my money that I bring into this state because y'all want to do this. I'm taking it all back. I'm pushing my weight around now. I'm going to go ahead and do what I want to do. None of y'all going to eat off me. I'm taking my power now. I feel wronged because these people that I said I would call ended up taking out someone that was really close to me. This is why I say consistently that I would never call the police on my worst of enemies. This is why when the baby want to call CMPD, Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department, on his baby mama, I look at him sideways. regardless of whatever domestic issues that's going on amongst your family, regardless of any of that stuff, it doesn't matter. You're putting her life at risk, the mother of your child, regardless of if you like this person or not at this moment, or you feel threatened by this person. Do you really want them to pull up and kill your baby mama? That's what Virginia did to allegedly, what seems to be, that's what the Virginia Police Department did. That's what the Cleveland Department did. That's what you see all across the nation. Doesn't matter if you have the gun license, the gun permit on you. You get murdered that way. Doesn't matter if your child is right there. That child can get shot in the arm too, like what happened in Baltimore. How many people had to die first before you even woke up to any of this, Pharrell? An individual who clearly got money, clearly got power, clearly could have been doing any number of things to help the community. All he needed to do was pull up YouTube videos of, say, the Black Authority. He would have learned of this. But he chose to ignore it. You understand? He chose to be a coon. We cannot discredit exactly what he was doing on this Drink Champs interview, bro. He chose to align himself with the enemy. Even amongst times where we as a people, as a collective, have been getting murdered left and right, year after year since Obama. Did you know that more black people have been lynched, quote unquote, from just like this, like your cousin Pharrell? More people have been killed in this kind of manner than all that has happened in Jim Crow? Did you know that? Since Obama? But yet, you don't want to believe. You want to give these other communities all of your resources. You want to give all of your resources to these other communities that openly, and then you do that, and then you co-sign the mentality that they have for the community that you are in that you don't want to claim. And I honestly feel bad that in order for you, I don't ever want anybody to be woken up this way. You feel me? I don't ever want anyone to see the realities of the world in this manner. But sadly, that seems to be what it takes. No one ever wants to believe that white supremacy, racism is happening day in, day out. It's in control of everything. It's why certain people only make it in the music industry. Clearly, you got to have a certain mindset, one that goes along with the status quo in order to get any kind of success. Clearly, Pharrell. Clearly, the mentality that you had coming into the game, that you were raised up with, clearly, that's one of the key reasons why they gave you your money, bro. On top of being amazingly talented, I'm never going to shade that away from him. Still respect Pharrell and the Neptunes. More so Chad, because Chad got the skills. You got the creativity. Not discrediting Pharrell, though. But why did it have to be this? Maybe if the vast majority of us, especially those of us who have powerful positions, who have enough clout to actually make moves, to actually do things on the underground, to actually take back our culture. Maybe if more of y'all actually seen the realities of it happening directly to you, then we would actually have protection. We would actually have our own economy by now. Maybe if more of y'all would actually watch and study Dr. Claude Anderson, his Powernomics on how to build your economy to protect us all. Maybe if more people in your position, Pharrell, actually had to go through this, that we could actually fund some of these things that he's done, that he's wanted, that can provide us with the grassroots level of protection. They don't do what they did to you, to the Jews, fam. They don't do that to them. They don't do that to the Afghanistanians that just got here. They don't do that to the Asians. In fact, if that happened to one of the Asians, that police officer would probably get arrested for a hate crime. The hate crime that Biden put in the office. The person that you were on campaign for. You were campaigning for Biden, wasn't you? Let me look it up. Let me look it up exactly. Yep. Let's look at BET of all places. T.I., John Legend, Pharrell Williams, and more react to Joe Biden naming Kamala Harris as his running mate. Just hearing that, you already know that it's a positive thing. Yep. As this article is not giving you the exact message that he said, but John Legend, who kicked it all off, this is all a kissing up to the boots of the Democrats. Very happy for our friend and Senator and future Vice President Kamala Harris. And very much looking forward to voting for the Biden-Harris ticket to begin the difficult work of recovering from the nightmare presidency and building an even better future. This is how they all react. They all reacted to Biden and Kamala Harris. How did that go? The laws that they put into play actually made it so your cousin can die and nothing can happen. But yet everyone else would be protected. You had to learn the hard way. It's messed up that this world has to continue to get worse as we go. Because individuals like you who have a position that actually can do better with, you choose to have us go down the hard way every time. Man, we should already be on the road to empowerment, on the road to super success. We should have already had our reparations by now. But entire classes within us carry that same mentality that you had, Pharrell. And now you're awoken from it. And it took someone close to you dying for it to happen. It's a sad thing. It's a very sad thing to say. May he rest in peace. All of this stinks. I hope that you get your justice. But welcome to the fight. Thank you, everybody who came in and tuned in for today's broadcast, today's show. Went on for 35 minutes today. Usually I only go on for about a half an hour. I try to do one of these every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Try to on Thursdays, maybe on Fridays, depending on what's all going on. But Thursdays are usually like mixtape reviews, so album reviews. So I hardly ever got a chance to do too much of anything. What is today anyway? Today is Wednesday. Is it? It's about to be Thursday. Wow. So I gotta prepare for the mixtape reviews and all that stuff. Maybe tonight, fam. About time to get back to the grind, man. I hope everybody's Thanksgiving and all that stuff was cool. Even though, didn't really celebrate that day. But I hope your holidays is going well. But I've been grinding this whole time. Hope you prepared for the continuation of that grind. Everybody keep pushing, man. I'm going to be right back with some Street Fighter, maybe in 20 to half an hour. I need to grab something to eat right quick. But hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Deuces.